The Sega 32X was a failed add-on released in 1994 to help extend the life of the Sega Genesis before the release of the real 32-bit consoles the following year. Meanwhile, Nintendo had been putting extra chips in cartridges for years, expanding the performance of their system. And Sega took a stab at it with virtual racing, but determined this was not the way to go, and thus the 32X was ushered into the world. The launch lineup consisted of a weird fighting game called Cosmic Carnage, another version of virtual racing, Star Wars Arcade, and the focus of today's episode, Doom. While Doom is a legendary game that forever changed the course of video game history, Doom on the 32X is pretty disappointing. The biggest offender is the dreadful music. 32X Doom sounds like farts. In fact, the music sounds so indistinguishable from farts, I'm surprised no one has ever mentioned this before. It seems like the kind of thing critics would beat into the ground over and over, despite the fact it has been mentioned thousands of times over the past decade of YouTube for a cheap laugh, but perhaps I'm the only one who noticed. While running around in the smooth sounds of melodic farts, you'll notice the graphics are problematic as well. There's actually a border around the screen because presumably the Sega 32X can't handle something as intense as Doom. Even the Super Nintendo port doesn't have a border, which should tell you something. The list of atrocities doesn't end here. The colors are all wrong, lighting effects are all but missing, the BFG is only available via cheat code, levels have been cut and reduced, you cannot circle strafe, enemies only face in one direction, and 32X Doom has only 17 levels. The entire third episode, Inferno, is missing from the game. With the fart music, inferior graphics, and hacked up levels, I don't understand why anyone would even bother playing this version of Doom. There's absolutely nothing interesting about playing an inferior version of Doom released on an obscure old system, running on less than 1 megabyte of RAM. There is quite simply nothing historically significant about it at all. Forget the fact the game runs reasonably well, the controls are responsive, and killing demons is a fun time. None of that matters. What matters is the game sounds like farts. Unless you are a jaded Sega fanboy who is in denial about how the Sega 32X killed Sega, you're better off playing Doom on the Jaguar, or even better, Doom on the Xbox with the fantastic Duke controller, farts.